Gawatsi Haupa, Duhiname Etzakiwitsa Shuimi Hanu. Greetings, everyone. Thank you to Chairwoman Kakak and everyone who helped organize this event. I'm thrilled to be here alongside First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, a gracious leader and devoted advocate for Indian country. I've had the honor of joining Dr. Biden on several of her visits to tribal communities in the past couple of years, and we are so lucky to have a president and a first lady who consistently center our people in their policies and priorities. The summit this year is focused on empowering women through knowledge sharing, professional development, wellness, and personal growth. I can't think of a better suite of topics for this fierce group of women. I know everyone here can agree Indigenous peoples and Indigenous women in particular are at the forefront of our fight to protect the lands, waters, and wildlife that give us everything we need to live and thrive. I come from a matrilineal society, and so the women in my life growing up shaped what I would care about and who I would become. My grandmother, Helen Toya, God rest her soul, was wonderful. An example for me of how I could be a role model for young women who I would have the honor to influence. Grandma Helen would awake with the sun each morning and worked until she retired to bed at night. By her example, I know what it means to be a Pueblo woman. I'm so lucky to have had women in my life to learn from and to lean on as part of my personal growth. The strong examples my grandmas, my aunties, my mom set for me helped me to understand that women are meant to and have an obligation to lead. We know this about ourselves. We know this about ourselves, don't we? We run our households, we support our families, we build community wherever we go, but most of all, we work to make sure that no one is left behind. Since day one, the Biden-Harris administration has ushered in a new era for Indigenous peoples, and with $40 billion in funding from President Biden's Investing in America agenda, long overdue investments in Indian country are finally a reality. These are investments in infrastructure, broadband internet, water access, clean energy, and economic development initiatives that make our communities stronger from the inside out. Key to this work is our ongoing commitment to build opportunities for professional development that will position Indigenous people as strong business leaders. While raising my child as a single mom, I ran my own salsa company. I learned everything about production, delivery, and profit margins. Indigenous people have a natural entrepreneurial spirit, but I know from experience and listening to Indigenous business owners that access to capital, business training, essential resources, and networking opportunities are limited for marginalized communities. The critical inequities in modern infrastructure, such as access to broadband and other technologies, mean that Native communities start at a severe disadvantage. The Biden-Harris administration recognizes that to meet our shared goals, we must equip Indigenous people with the tools, resources, and access to thrive. At the Department of the Interior, this includes investing in children, families, and communities. That means recognizing the power of Indigenous knowledge and strengthening tribes' opportunities to exercise self-determination. We need to invest so that tribal nations see their ambitions materialize. That's one of the reasons we created a new Office of Strategic Partnerships within the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Assistant Secretary Brian Newland, who is here today, leads the work we are accomplishing in that bureau and across Indian country. I am grateful for his and his team's commitment and determination. Native Americans make up 3% of our population, yet only receive 0.4% of philanthropic investments. Put differently, for every $100 of giving, Native American projects receive 40 cents. Now more than ever, the federal government and the private sector must work with tribes and tribal organizations to create partnerships that support tribes and Native-led organizations. In partnership with the organization Native Americans in Philanthropy, this office helps tribes and tribal organizations develop long-term, sustainable relationships. I am excited that as one of the first partnerships, the Bureau of Indian Education is working with the Trust for Public Lands to build 9 new schoolyards in tribal communities. That includes a new schoolyard at the Menominee Tribal School right here. Every child deserves access to the outdoors, and this crucial partnership will help ensure that our children have safe places to play. This is one of the many ways we are putting game-changing policy into action. The difference this administration has made under President Biden's leadership is building the future that Indigenous communities deserve. We are determined to ensure that women like you and future generations of leaders who will shape our communities for the better have the resources we all need to thrive. Dawa. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness. It is now my distinct honor to introduce our next speaker, who genuinely cares about the health and resilience of our communities, our one and only First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden.
Thank you. Thank you. Paso. Thank you. Secretary Haaland, Deb, you are such an extraordinary woman, isn't she? You know, she fights tirelessly for Native people and for our public lands. So thank you for your leadership and thank you for your partnership. And Chairwoman Kakak, it's been incredible. Well, I know you as Gina. I mean, we're all friends by now. So it's been incredible to spend the day with you and the people of Menominee Nation. Thank you for welcoming me and for showing me some of the things that has made this community so special. President Caldwell, thank you for the warm welcome to the College of Menominee Nation and being and where is he? Is he here? Ah, there we go. Being surrounded by, well, yes, let's give him, thank you. You know, being surrounded by so many amazing women, it's not hard to think of Ada Deer. Born on this reservation, the first woman to lead the Menominee Nation, a barrier breaker, and a fierce advocate for all Native people. Her years-long battle to restore this tribe's sovereignty changed the course of history and the law of the land. Ada learned that strength from someone whose name history might not remember, but who changed it all the same, her mother, Connie. She told Ada that she was put on this earth for a purpose, and that her purpose was to help her people. Most of our mothers aren't in the history books, but they left pieces of their spirits in all of us, didn't they? You know, my mother never asked me to follow in her footsteps. She only made sure that I knew that I could find my own way and that she'd be there to root for me. And though she left me before I was done needing her, I feel her strength inside of me. I see her fire in my daughter, Ashley. I know that she never stopped cheering me on. We're all here today because someone believed in us, because someone taught us to be brave, whether that was our mothers, our aunts, our nanas, our teachers, our mentors. And as I've traveled the country as First Lady, I visited tribal nations and tribal communities. And I've seen that bravery in the incredible women that I've met who are leading the change. In tribal health clinics and in schools, I've met women and men who are weaving their heritage with their dreams, expanding connections through the reach of broadband, supporting revitalization of their native languages, and fighting for clean water. And Joe's administration is proud to be a partner in those efforts. And that's why Joe's made the largest ever federal investment in Indian country. He's honoring the nation-to-nation relationship, making sure all parts of his administration are consulting with tribes. And he's begun an unprecedented collaboration with tribal nations to manage the lands, waters, and natural wonders that are so important to you, because you know best what you need. Today, I saw how the Menominee people and the U.S. Department of Agriculture are working together to bring federal resources here so that the tribe can continue to sustainably manage the forest using knowledge that was passed down from generation to generation, harvesting lumber while protecting the environment. Young sugar maples, black ashes, and white pines grow in a ring with an older tree at the center, like the mother, right? I see some of you shaking your heads, like the mother watching over the circle of her daughters as they grow from seed to sapling, so tall and strong in their own time. That's all any mother can hope for, that our daughters will take what we know and make their own way, shape and shift the world around us like young trees stretching up to the sky, because a piece of past generations lives on in each of us. Ada's legacy lives on in all of you. She taught us how to run headfirst into a problem, even if it seems impossible to fix, because someone has to try. She showed us how to never let a loss become a defeat, how to lead when there's no one to follow. I know your ancestors and mentors and teachers are proud of you and all that you've accomplished, and the spirits live on in all of your work. The ideas and partnerships that you create here will ripple far beyond this room. Your innovation and creativity, your leadership and wisdom will inspire the girls who will inherit this earth. And they will know that they belong in all places of power, that their boldness is beautiful, that they can be anything they want to be, as long as they can go on to lead and shape the world too. Joe and I stand with you and all of Indian country as we build a brighter future together. It's been an honor to spend time with you and your community today and see the incredible work that you all are doing. Thank you for welcoming me to your nation. Thank you.